Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Man, there's a lot going on today, and it's not even noon yet. Not where I live, anyway. It's 10:23 a.m. Central Time, in case anybody happens to be curious. And you know what's happened today? Well, if you checked out my last video, our open social media, you probably already heard, the SEC has dismissed the case against Coinbase. They cannot retry it again. It's with prejudice. So I love to see that. We all know that the Ripple case is next. And I'll make a separate video elaborating on why that is. That's an interesting topic in and of itself. You know what else happened this morning? I don't know if you noticed after the prices started going up after the good Coinbase news, they quickly went down. That would be due to a hack. Here, I'll just show you the headline real quick. Crypto exchange Bybit confirms hack as over $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum leaves wallets. And again, it's not even noon. What a freaking crazy day here. But I will just say this. You know, because there was this post, and it just... There are certain posts that just jump out at me for some reason as just being undeniably true, right? And so this guy, I'll show you the post a little bit later on, but he's like, he just understands that like the typical person out there in crypto, not going to get rich. The masses won't get rich. But you will. I mean, as long as you don't screw it up. I'm just saying there's the opportunity there, but especially for XRP holders, we were clearly right about XRP, and it's only going to get better. And there's so many reasons for this. XRP is not done. And I'll tell you this too. I know there's been a lot of fear, not as much in the XRP community, but just in crypto in general for the last, several weeks or so in particular, just as we've been ranging. And by the way, that's all that's been happening, up and down and up and down. That's just within a certain range. It's called ranging. That people feel a little bit better at the top of that range and so much worse at the bottom of that range. Let me tell you a little secret here. It doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. The opportunity is very real. And all you gotta do to win is hold, like you buy a certain quantity of stuff, and then you let time pass, time does the heavy lifting, and then it's worth more as more people eventually find out what you already knew earlier on. Let's not overcomplicate this, but the people that are emotional and the panic selling and the FOMOing in and all that crap, my God, I cannot imagine living my life like that. But the analysts who were right about XRP breaking to the upside, they continue to insist the best is yet ahead. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so let's briefly touch on this and we'll move on, because this is not something that's going to matter. It just isn't. I've seen too many news headlines that temporarily move a market and then it just quickly doesn't matter. They're so brief. I mean, hell, you can think about the biggest liquidation in history, which happened at the beginning of this month. I believe it was February 3rd. Biggest liquidations in history. And then the next day, the market's like, yeah, okay, well, we're just going to move along now. This stuff doesn't matter. Can you imagine being one of those weak-willed people that like freaks out about this stuff and responds to the news? It's ridiculous. So again, Bybit, they've had better days. Bybit, the Singapore-based centralized crypto exchange, appears to have been hacked. Early estimates suggest the exchange has lost over $1 billion worth of Ethereum and significant quantities of other tokens, though the investigation is ongoing. It's just not going to matter. And so here's what the chart looked like. You can see the news broke. It was around 9:20 a.m. Central Time, which is my time zone here. Here you can see it just price. This is XRP. I'm just as one example. Just fell off a cliff, but it bottomed. Didn't take that long. Here, less than a half hour later, 9:45 a.m., it looks like it bottomed around $2.59, and it's kind of been trending up since then. Similar story for Bitcoin. Here you can see it was at the exact same time. Looks like it, so not 9:20 a.m., a little over $99,000 Bitcoin, and then it fell down to $97,382 in the same time period. So and then we're back up a little bit. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. That doesn't impact us in any way. It's just emotional humans doing what they do. So here's a post I referenced at the outset of the video. And this is from an analyst who absolutely called XRP breaking to the upside. He was insistent upon it. And he was right. He said, the masses have given up on alt season. The masses won't get rich. And oh, yes, that's true. So most people in crypto don't get rich, but you do have the opportunity. The opportunity is very real. For every single one of you listening, this is not some pie in the sky thing. This is a very serious opportunity. And it's at hand. So the people that think that the best for this cycle, it's already behind us, nope, I do not believe that for a moment. And let's talk about some good reasons why. First of all, As I've been insisting, the reason for the 4-year cycles is not the Bitcoin halving. I don't know if Satoshi set up the halving so that it would line up with liquidity cycles or what, but it's not the Bitcoin halving that's driving any of this. It's liquidity, folks. Here's a post from chart analyst Blunts, and he simply wrote, China go burr. And here you can see Chinese M1 money supply whoop, going up. The reason that this matters is because the more money's out there, I mean, it's going to get allocated somewhere. And what happens is people have more money. They will invest it. It can be in the stock market, and a certain amount makes it into crypto. And that's just the Chinese M1 money supply. But on a global scale, which is what matters most, that's what's driving this. It just is. It charts perfect. And there's a reason for that. So there was this post from Julian Biddle. He is the head of macro research at Global Macro Investor. That's Raoul Paul's firm that he started up some years ago. And super data driven here, and you just love to see this. He wrote, the Trump cycle is repeating. Now, this actually here explicitly is not even because of Trump. He's just referencing the first presidency of Trump. First term, that's the word I was looking for. And you can see on the right, that would be us now, that pink line right there. That's the global M2 today. And then the black line is the global M2 from August 2016 through January 2018. It happens to be tracking it right now, but and that's interesting, but liquidity cycles are just that. They're cyclical. So yeah, not surprising that it happens to be tracking it. But more importantly, it's going up, and there's reasons to believe it will continue to go up. And as that happens, people put money somewhere. And again, a certain percentage makes it into crypto, and specifically into XRP. There's no reason to think, and there's literally no indication that this is just going to cease to happen right now. Absolutely not. Now take a look at this post. This one I actually disagree with a bit, but certainly not afraid to share perspectives that are different than my own. I think this conversation is fun. This is a post from Ki Young Ju. He is the founder and CEO of CryptoQuant. And he wrote, alt season has begun. No direct Bitcoin to altcoin rotation, but stablecoin holders are favoring alts. Alt volume is 2.7x Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance no longer defines alt season. Trading volume does. It's a very selective alt season, though. Okay, so this is the problem that I keep running into when we're talking about whether or not it is or is not alt season. It's like, what is the definition? What is the litmus test to determine if something qualifies? And the truth is that there's no organization that just gets to say so-and-so attributes will qualify a certain period as an alt season. There is no such organization. So there's this loosely defined concept, and it's only, I say defined, it's really just, people on social media using the term. We in crypto made up the term, right? So people have different ideas about what that means. But I think what he's showing right here, most people would actually not say that defines, certainly not at least the euphoria of the final part of the alt season here. And so if his idea is that there won't be Bitcoin decreasing in dominance, resulting in a crazy blow off top, I don't see any reason to think that he's right about that. I think that you will see Bitcoin dominance hit a peak, and then people will take profit, because why the hell wouldn't they? They're going to stop being greedy and just behave different. It's human DNA different all of a sudden, than it was 4 years ago? I don't think so. And people are going to take those profits. And then it won't be just select altcoins running. It will be the entire market. Now, it doesn't mean every single altcoin is going to hit a new all-time high. And last cycle, most of them didn't. But it does mean that the entire asset class will continue to move in tandem. Of course, why the hell wouldn't it? So I just respectfully disagree with that. But let's see how time plays out and see if he's actually correct. And if he is, credit where it's due. But I don't think so, folks. And that's kind of a rare opinion that I've seen there. But again, it's partly semantics as far as what he's defining alt season, and I recognize that. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache, #altcoins. This is one of the most important charts right now, and this is, by the way, the market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. He says, a weekly bearish divergence for Bitcoin dominance confirmed, and 2-year rising channel looks like it's starting to fall. Is a real alt season finally around the corner? Well, again, it depends on how you define alt season. Different people use that term in different ways. But a lot of times people are thinking of that euphoric blow-off top, and I insist that that is what is most probable. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Humans are wrong about stuff, even hunches that they have. And so if I'm wrong about that hunch, fine. But that would mean that it's the first time in history where we have a cycle without such a thing happening. I don't think this time is different. Like, those are just famous last words. This time is different. No, probably not. Honestly, probably not. So Bitcoin dominance is going to tank, even if the price of Bitcoin keeps going up, as I would guess that it would, to whatever degree. And more money flows into altcoins, including XRP, and that's where the most fun happens. So the people who are panicking and giving up right now, they'd be part of those masses that won't get rich. But you've got the opportunity to get ridiculously wealthy because this is a real mechanism, a real vehicle for life-changing wealth. Crypto absolutely is. But you just got to do some very basic things. And if you can control yourself, because you are your own worst enemy when it comes to investing, if you can control yourself, yes, there's that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Here's a post from chart analyst Jelly. This is the total crypto market cap on your screen right here. He says, broke out, consolidated, took out the lows, and retested the previous cycle highs successfully. The total crypto market cap looks ready for the next leg higher. Well, I bet that he is correct. I'm willing to bet. Here's a post from chart analyst Stock Money Lizards. Hashtag altcoins. First gradually, then explosively. We are in a bottom phase, Eve and Adam. And so for those of you not looking at the screen, I'll just note that he's got various chart formations mapped out up here just to share those ideas, double bottom patterns. And so I'm reading what he wrote. If you want to see specifically what that is, look at your screen if you're not currently doing so. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, suck it up, Buttercup. Hands on the wheel at 10 and 2, motorist. All right, so then he says, we are in a bottom phase, Eve and Adam. At some point, resistance, which is LV1, that's this level right now, he says that will break, then LV2, right now, and then he says, and when the short squeeze happens, it will be too late for those who are sidelined and wait for confirmation. Exactly. You either, I've said this so many times and I'm never going to stop, you either have exposure when the thing happens, when the market goes up, or you don't. The one way to make sure that you do is to not try and time the market, not get cute with stuff, not think that you're smarter than everybody else and that whatever you're doing and moving your positions around, that's going to win for you. The best way, it's the same way that responsible investors treat the stock market. It's just not a sexy thing to sell. Well, there's nothing to sell. Like, there's no course to sell either, unfortunately. I have no course to sell you. I have nothing to sell you, okay? It just is, if you're in the stock market, you buy some damn indexes. Like, most people would be best served, rather than picking stocks, just buy an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. You get broad exposure, set it and forget it, you're good. Now, it's a little bit different in crypto because there aren't so many, vehicles, investment vehicles readily set up. And then there's questions about where's the best place to go, this and that. And then there's the question of custody. And so it is a little bit different, but in terms of the way to treat it, it's to have broad exposure. Just like you would want broad exposure from the stock market, it's the same for crypto. And then when crypto goes, same with the stock market, and you don't know which years necessarily be the biggest years, but you have exposure, then if it goes, it goes. Which I've been saying forever about XRP. I've been saying for years, we're going to get ours. Well, we're getting ours right now. We're finally at the part where we're getting ours. Absolutely, because we were correct and we deserve this. But that's it. And so the chart here, it's the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 coins by market cap. So XRP is not even in this chart, but that doesn't matter. The point is, it goes up. Everything goes up. Unless you think this time is different, but I sure as hell don't. Take a look at this. This is from chart analyst Dom. Sector performance in 2025. Now, this is interesting because so XRP's in here. It's listed in an index called the Dino Index. And you can see, if you want to see what coins are in there, it's in the bottom right of your screen right here. But my God, the old coins, they're doing well. XRP is in there. And so you're at sector performance in 2025. Bitcoin plus 5%. Dino Index substantially outperformed everything else. Everything else is down. Literally down. L1 down 21%. DeFi down 25%. I don't need to name all of them. Meme coins down 52%. And again, this is year to date. This is performance in 2025. So I'll note that even though the dinos are down a little bit, 3.24% at the time he posted this, XRP's not one of those dino coins that is down. In fact, XRP was, I don't remember the exact price, but it was over $2, a little over $2 when we came into the new year. And it's, whatever it is now, 264 to 261 now, whatever, it's moving around there. So a lot higher than the beginning of the year. But isn't that something to see? The oldest coins, which many wrote off as dead, well, they're kind of leading the pack. They really are. It's just fascinating to see. I shared this one the other day, but it's worth repeating. This is XRP denominated in others. And again, others, it's every coin except for the top 10 coins by market cap. And he wrote, nearly a month later, it continued to show sheer outperformance. Against the altcoin market, it's up nearly 370% since November and just hit a 1,520 day, I think it's high. The objective here to go parabolic is to break that top trend we just rejected on. Just a matter of time, folks. It's coming. Here's a post from chart analyst Don Alt. This guy hates XRP. He really does. 652,000 followers. And he'll troll, he'll write all sorts of crap. But when it comes to charting, he is, so far as I can see, consistently intellectually honest. He was actually, as XRP started to move in November, he was like, oh, wow, actually, he started looking more closely at the chart. He's like, wow, this bitch gonna go. And it sure did. It absolutely did. Here's what he's currently saying. He says, XRP, I'm bullish this thing, and even I expected a longer range in between $2 and $2.60. It's outdone my expectations. Excellent chart. And he has been clear, even though he irrationally hates XRP. That's good. He's allowed to be wrong, though. He firmly believes, yes, we're going to enter price discovery. So new all-time high, melt up rather than down. This is awesome. This is a great video. How many of you out there caught the Blockchain Backers' latest video yesterday? Man, that thing was a straight up banger. It was pretty long too. I think it was probably close to a half hour, something like that. What an interesting video. So I just want to note just a couple things here. One primary thing, and then if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely worth checking out here. But here he titled this latest video, XRP price charts, final phase before bull run breakout, eyeing $8 plus XRP dominance in range and setup. And so I respect that he is among the most conservative of analysts that I follow. He's very careful. He doesn't even talk about potentially higher target. I mean, rarely anyway. He thinks that it's safe to say $8 plus, and he's talked, even for this cycle, 10, 11, 12 bucks, all around there anyway. So that's why you can see he wrote on the more conservative end here, $8 plus. And he went into great detail articulating why he believes that for this cycle, mind you, which will just be ridiculously life-changing for so many people listening right now. And I know that because so many of you have been here for years, and you dollar cost averaged in, and you went through all the suffering and with the SEC stuff. But he was highlighting that it's really just based on fib levels and from a historical perspective, why he believes what he believes. And it's, my God, if he is right, it's just going to be, and I will not be surprised if he is, it's just going to be absolutely wild and life-changing. Which is why I keep insisting, the opportunity is real. And it's true, most people don't make that life-changing wealth in crypto, but you can. And it's not like this is a lottery system. Just do the right stuff, and then you can have it. You just got to make wise decisions and be patient. But if you're wondering, is this that moment? I would hazard a guess, yes. I feel very strongly about that. And we'll see how high this thing goes. I do not think for a moment we are done here, but yeah, he put into great lengths, very detailed video as to why he firmly believes, and it's based, again, historic precedent and what he's seen in the charts, comparing setups with other coins and where he's seen this type of chart action. It's good stuff. You should check that one out. Here's a post from chart analyst Melius. This is an XRP Solana chart, and that's what's on your screen right here. I'm sorry, that's the second one. I meant to start on this one. My apologies. Okay, this is the XRP Solana chart, and so you can see what happened in November as XRP took off, just shredded Solana, obviously, because for a long time over the last couple years, whatever it's been, Solana's been even at times above XRP's market cap. Don't see that happening again anytime soon. But take a look at this. This is the ETH Solana chart, and so he's kind of hinting, okay, it looks like a similar setup. It's probably going to go. Now, that will be great for all of us because, I think that this is going to be the same as every other cycle where ETH's been around. ETH is absolutely going to blast to the upside. Altcoins are likely to go with it. This time it's almost certainly not different, and that's great for XRP holders because if that happens and it gets the whole market hot, fantastic. And then we could see what happened in 2017, perhaps, where XRP comes gunning for Ethereum and tries to take out that number 2 spot. And if it even gets close, my God, that's going to be some crazy returns for people. Even if it just gets close to it. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael. He says, XRP needs to break the purple resistance line to activate the next leg up. And so he is not changing his tune. He's been consistent. We are going to see yet another new all-time high hit. We already got one this cycle, but see it hit again. And inter-price discovery. Even at this point, just because we've been ranging, just to note, that is normal. Still going to move to the upside. Here's a post from chart analyst Bob Ye, yet another analyst who accurately called that we would break to the upside this cycle as XRP holders. He wrote, "You are not bullish enough on XRP and utility tokens. Chronic faders will be decimated." I'm screaming it. Yeah, I'm in your camp, Bobby. I definitely am. So again, the masses won't get rich, but you can. You absolutely can. Just do it right. Don't muck it up. But the opportunity is here, and he is insistent that the best part, it's actually yet to come here. Now, somebody asked him what he thinks the reasonable time frame for this would be, and Bobby A said that he does believe it's going to happen this quarter. So you're talking over roughly the next, 5 to 6 weeks, if that ends up being the case? Probably sooner than later. I mean, all sorts of analysts have talked about this range. And if I'm not mistaken, I think even the blockchain backer was talking about, if history were to kind of repeat with itself, not in his last video, he wasn't saying this, but, you'd be looking like, mid-March or something like that? I think that's right anyway. Either way, it's coming. Just give it some time. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez this morning. He says, XRP looks ready for a rebound as the TD sequential indicator flashes a buy signal on the hourly chart. So we'll see what happens. I really don't think that this Bybit hack news is going to matter at all. It always just does in the short term, and then everybody forgets that it happens if you just let enough time pass. It doesn't matter. But either we're right that we're going to have that blow off top, or we're wrong, and I'm going to be here either way. But I will tell you, even in the unlikely event we're wrong, and I really do not believe this, not a problem. I will hold until the next time there is a blow off top. I will have exposure when the thing happens, period. And then when I'm sufficiently enticed to sell, I sell. Let's not overcomplicate stuff here. We don't need to. The best is yet ahead. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say, all right? That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.